Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, finally we are on Enfield oil lines. So we've had all the brass come. I've got all the gear here apart from one thing, which I'll explain when we get on to that, but it's not going to stop us doing the main part of the job. Anyway, before we get cracking on that, if you remember me saying a while back we was going to have a couple of my friends' old classics in here that he's decided to part with, we have the first one here. And what a beauty it is. Absolute stunning little bike. And it's going to be up for sale when we've finished tinkering with it. There we go. 1950 BSA Star Twin. Absolutely beautiful. I wished it could stay in here. Anyway, apparently this is a bit of a rarer one. A very sought after one. It's got the twin carbs, which is a bit of a thing apparently. I believe they went back to single carb after a while. So this one is quite sought after. It's in beautiful condition really. We think it may have got restored about 30 years ago. My friend's had it in his family for 20 years. His dad had it originally. And when his dad passed away, obviously my friend ended up with it. And for what he knows, this bike hasn't been started for about 18 years, but it's always been in a dry, warm garage, which obviously has kept it right. So what we're going to do is go over it. We'll give it a little wipe over. We're going to go over it and just clean everything. And to me, that's all it needs. We've ordered some new seals for the fuel taps. As you can see, the fuel taps are off. We've ordered new seals for them because it's been sitting, and don't mess about. We just took them off and they're getting replaced. They're on order, so they should be here soon. And yeah, we're going to get it all cleaned over, check over everything, and start her up and have a little run up and down the road on it, weather providing. So apparently it runs like a little Swiss watch, which you can well imagine. Some of these old British bikes run lovely, don't they, when they've dialed in right. So yeah, this is all up and coming. So you'll see a couple of videos on this. This is our evening work when my friend comes across, because obviously it's his bike. So I'm just at hand to give him an hand here and there and get it sorted. So we'll do a couple of videos on that. And then the final video will be a little run on it. You'll hear it started and it will be up for sale. Sort of a guide price, $4,995 if anybody's interested. I'm saying that because it sounds better than $5,000, doesn't it? $4,995, and to me, I think that is worth every single penny of that. It's, from what we can see, it all seems original. It's had a couple of extra nice bits which we don't think's original, like these bits, which is an absolute bonus, to be honest. These are stainless. These are stainless because I do believe back in the day these were quite good at rotting to death. So yeah, the exhaust pipes, all them front pipes, we think are absolutely original. But with it being an earlier restoration, it's sort of getting, I'm going to say the word, patina. It's getting a lovely patina. And I think it needs leaving exactly as it is. That's just my opinion. I think it would be a shame to pull this apart and make it absolutely perfect. The way it is, it looks totally original because obviously it got restored a long time ago. And it's a nice usable classic. You could jump on this and go anywhere on it. Just plodding and thumping around the lanes on a sunny day. I think this will take you anywhere. But yeah, so next couple of videos, at some point you will be seeing this. Like I say, we're just going to check it all over and get her up and running. So if anybody's interested in a 1950s Star Twin BSA in their collection, or just the start of a collection if you're after a classic bike, this is an absolute cracker. Anyway, back on Weirn Enfield. Right then, so I've started laying the first part out. So I'll just show you that and then we'll start making all the other bits. I haven't bothered putting the sealer washers on this yet. I've got bonded washers for these. So I've made these a little bit different. I've just got to take the powder coating off the face there as well, very carefully. So on the original oil lines, let's just get that. You had this manky chewed up thing, and the ends, oh, bear with me, the ends of this just sat on the face like that. So mine, ours, yours, whoever ends up with a bike, your bike, are being slightly different. As you can see, I've set them in so it goes over there and sits on the face. So we get a bit of a chunkier look on them with the brass. I want it to stand out nice. Yeah, as you can see that. Straight over there, look. So we've got another one of them to make. And then we've got the lengthy job of the T-piece. What I'm waiting for, let me just get the bit that I'm waiting for, which I've ordered. So normally on your line you've got this bit here that's attached. Let me try and show you on the original one. Clear space on my filthy bench. So this bit is normally on the line already. Obviously I've chopped it off. Oh, wherever I put the other bit? Bear with me. Wherever I put that? I got bike stuff everywhere. So on the end of there is this bit. That was connected. Then that obviously slides down. That screws onto that bit. That bit screws into the engine there. Because this is, hold on, because that's not in the best condition, I don't want to use it. It's a little bit rough. I've tried cleaning it, but it's not coming up nice, and I'm not putting that on this bike. No way. So all I'm waiting for is some brass ones of them. I found some brass ones, and we can do all the oil line. We can do the T-piece, we can do the other side, we can get the oil line down to here, into this area, but I won't be able to do that until that little brass bolt, I'm talking rubbish again, till this turns up, the brass one. But we've got plenty to get on with, and you'll see how the oil lines is going to look today. Let's crack on, because it's a big job. Right, let's do the steppy in bit first. Do you like my setup? Look, that on top of another tool. Yeah, all you professional engineers, close your eyes now. No, in fact, just turn the video off for a little bit. Because we're doing it the only way I know, which is probably the wrong way. Right, that's that bit sorted. We've got the world's worst parting tool, which is actually behaving itself okay at the moment. Well, best as I can get it. Just done it slightly wider. It gives a bit of material to face off when we've cut it off. Bring that in just a little bit, because it'll end up going down the back of the lathe, and then I'll have to dig it out. We've got it. Excellent. Right, that's them two done then. Well, apart from the cross drill that we've got to put in them. Now for the tricky bit, and that's the T-piece. So obviously out of here we have the oil line coming out of here, oil line out of here to a T-piece. which then drops down for the oil line to come round and go into the engine. So yeah, this one takes a bit of time because there's quite a chunk of it's got to be done by hand, and we've got a big lump of brass for that and not a lot of it, so there's no real room for error. There's enough there to do two, because I've got to do another one for a guy who watches the channel, Gary. Don't worry, Gary, I am doing yours. So yeah, I've got zero room for error on this. I should have really bought a little bit more, but never mind. Oh, also the going off the track again, the train runner came for the RM swing arm, so that's all complete now, and the two little countersinks in the bottom here, that's all sorted. Looking good. Thank you all so much for watching the RM stuff. I'm thoroughly enjoyed doing that, and yeah, it just breaks things up a little bit with the content, and for me as well. We've all had them moments where you've got a little project on the go with your bike, or a little job to do on it, and it's that Sunday morning and your head's going, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to do it. I get that as well. And especially with like the big projects like the Enfield. And sometimes it does out your headspace, just getting off it for a little bit, going to do something else, and then jumping back on it. Because, yeah, you do start losing a bit of focus. Like some of you guys, let's say, you probably got bikes in the shed, and then the odd weekend, you just can't be bothered to go and do it. You obviously end up going and doing something else. I don't know what you do, go and watch football, watch the TV or anything, just to get away from it for a while. I like to jump on another bike and start work with that. Yeah, that's my way around it. But I am enjoying doing the RM, so I appreciate you guys watching. Anyway, back to this dodgy T-piece that we've got to do. So we've got to turn a bit of it down, leave a big chunk on the end that I do by hand. So let's crack on with that. So I want to drill a hole up the middle now, but I only want to go so far up. So put a bit of tape round the drill to how deep I want to go in, and hopefully that'll work. It should do. Do it. Now I want to drill it again, but only so far in, with the size of the pipe that's going to go in. then a slightly bigger drill for the solder to lay in there. That should do. Right, now we're going to part that off, and then the long process of shaping all the T-piece. Right, just cut a bit of the pipe that we're going to use just to make sure. I've just drilled it a bit deeper. That's it, that goes up there and butts up against where the smaller hole starts. And then, I don't know if you'll see that with this GoPro, we got enough gap around that to lay some solder. Sorted. That drill, I've just been looking for that drill because I used it earlier. Walking around looking for it, it's in my hand. That's a proper senior moment. I have no clue why you guys watch me. No idea. Anyway, I think it's time for the hand done bit now, and do the T-piece. Okay, so we've got obviously that bit, and I've made this. If I'm having a bit of a like senior moment day, walking around looking for a drill while it's in my hand, I'm going to make sure I'm covering myself on this thing in case I slip with the grinder. So I've got this, which will go over there like that. So we can't damage that bit. And if I pop it in that little vise, we're then going to grind the flats on there. You're right there, Blue. Hey, what are you looking for? You've just had a treat. You've just had a treat. You have. And your mate's here, look. Come on, Bode. No, he's off. Oh, Bodie's camera shy, I think. Hey, is he camera shy? Right, yeah, so I'm going to clamp that in there and grind the flats on it. I've chamfered the very edges, both sides, and that might add a little bit of shape to it when I get the flats done. So I'm going to get the grinder sorted and see how we go with that. I'm going to grind it on the floor because I don't want all the muck everywhere. If I can get the dog out of the way. We're going to do some grinding, mate. We got to get you out. We have. You've got to get you outside so you don't get anything in your face. Right, let's see if we can rip this down. 36 grit disc on there, so I should take it down quite quickly. And obviously we've got to be careful. And that's one side. Oh, we've got some blocks here. Two might do it. That way we'll know that that's sat flush to try and get this side parallel with it. Let's go for it. Right, that'll be got us somewhere near. The rest of it is with a file. Right, just getting the heavy grind marks out of it now. I've got a nice smooth face. I don't think I need to make this too complicated, just keep it fairly basic, I think. Right, moving forward with it a little bit. I've been messing about. You'll see it's got a bit of a shape on the top now. Yeah, it was looking a bit plain. So I had it back in the lathe and just skimmed it down a little bit. Well, now I'm going to try the cross holes. That's not quite straight in there. That's better. Just broke into that hole. Right, spin it around and do that side. I'm just being really careful because this is where it can go very wrong very easily. Going a bit with a side drill. Have to go all the way through now. Try that. Yeah. We got enough gap around that for some solder to sink right down in there. But we can sink it as well. Just to definitely give it a chance for the solder to lay in there. If this countersink's any good, they're all about worn out. I'll do it. Oh, just give us a bit of a polish up. And then if we get the main bit of polishing done now, it'd be easier to do. Just nip over when the lines are on. That's getting hot. There's the thing. Okay, so a bit of polishing done then. So that's what we got so far. I've done the holes in these, in the side. I think I'm going to do something I've been meaning to do for a long time with this job, and that's make a really basic jig to hold them while I'm soldering the pipes, because that can be a bit of a fiddle, a bit of a pain. So I'm going to, while I've got this old line, is get this lined up on the engine perfectly and make a jig from this. At least to get sort of the pipe, the T-piece and these two end bits soldered in. The other bit ain't so bad. Yeah. I only think it needs to be a bit of bent metal with a couple of holes in. Anyway, let's give it a try. Get this lined up, basically. Make sure that sits on the engine perfectly. Mark them up onto a piece of material. Drill some fixing holes. You'll see. Let me get on with it. Okay. Moving along a considerable amount of time. I changed my mind about 37 times on that jig and finally came up with something that looks absolutely terrible, but I think it'll work. If it does, the time I've spent messing about to come up with something that looks terrible will pay off in the long run. It should make this little job easier because it's a right fiddle holding them ends while you're trying to solder the pipes on and stuff like that. Anyway, look at the state of that. So the plan is, if I make more of these, I've sort of got to keep them the same, which I don't mind because they look all right. So that will drop into there, like so. Let's just get a bolt through there. They will bolt onto there. Like that. Obviously with the holes facing the right way. And I've got that upside down. I've welded my little stem on upside down. Right, let's take all them off and take that out. That bit that I've tacked on for the vise should be here. I'm having one of them days. Like most days, dropping stuff, losing stuff, doing silly things like that. Yeah, just a normal day, really. Right, let me sort that out. Right, now it might work. That in there. That there. And they bolt up. Oops. There we go, dropping something. Like that. That one over here. I'll say it's still not 100% confirmed that it's going to work. There's been some guesswork to this, so we'll just have to see how it goes. There we go. So that'll help me, because normally I was trying to prop things up in the vise with little clamps and everything. Now I can just drop all that, and I can even turn this in the vise wherever I want it to solder the bits in. All I might do is add a block to that so that can't twist, but for this one we'll just go with that. I'm just going to put a mark on this just to give me a bit of an idea where to bend it. About there. If I'll go in these ones, it might do. Is that going to be right if I bend it there? Only one way to find out. Right, let's get one in. I should have my glasses on really, shouldn't I? That might help. I think that's got that. So I'll just get flow a bit better. That might have it. Right, let that cool and then we'll spin it round. There we go. That's got it. Right, let that go cold and we'll see how we've done. Right. That's got it. Oh, I'm pleased with that. Right, I'm going to give that a little bit of a polish, a careful polish, and just loosely connect it. Being really careful here. This can go wrong very quickly. That'd be a bad end to the day, wouldn't it? That'll do. I think I'm pushing me luck. That's it. I ain't going to do them all the way. I'm just nipping them up just to make sure it's all going to sit nicely. Because I ain't put the washers on yet. The bonded washers. Yeah, I think that's alright. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Just going to have a quick mess about. About right. No, it needs to go more on that. Oh, that way. And then round there. And then down into that. Try and keep it all shaped nice. do, then down. Probably better off with the other former for that, get a tighter bend. Somewhere around there. I'll have a proper mess with it tomorrow. It's getting late. Yeah, something like that. Hopefully I'll have the little brass fitting for this tomorrow. So yeah, this bit, because obviously that's got to go on, and then the end flared, so that you know, is a part of it. Yeah, I'll see if the brass ones come tomorrow, then I can get that all finished. Right, that'll do me for today. Wow, that's took forever. Although I was messing about with the jig for quite a while, as rubbish as it looks, but I think it works. The little idea works. It's getting late, it's dark out there. So yeah, it's been a long day and I am shattered. But I'm happy with that. Obviously I've not polished it all up properly yet, and we'll wait for that brass fitting for the little fitting that goes in the engine there, and then we can finalise all that. I'll shape all this properly. I'll only just a quick mess about with that, and I'll say we'll get this polished up, get all this residue off these little joins, and that'll all come off. I'll do it. It will. It's a little bit different to the standard ones. It is. And like I say, I've done a few like that and very similar, and never had any problems. I guess probably one or two have probably asked what solder I use. The truth is, I don't really know. I've had a couple of reels knocking around for years and years and years, no labels on it. So I can't answer that question. But it works. It's worked fine on several of them. So yeah, I'll just continue using that. That's it basically. I'm tired. I really am. I'm shattered today. Yeah, wait for that brass fitting and get that done. I'll say, if anybody's interested in the beautiful BSA, drop me a message. I'm pretty sure that'll get snapped up. It'll certainly be a cracking bike in someone's collection, that. And we're going to get it all cleaned up properly, get the fuel taps done, and give it a bit of a clean. Anyway, that'll do. Next job, I'm hoping the electronic ignition will be here, and then I can start the wiring, the dreaded wiring. Lock myself away and get that done. Oh, look who's here. Nearly done, Blue. Nearly done. Yeah. All right, mate, you're waiting for me. Hey, you're waiting for me. We're nearly done. That'll do. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.